welcome to Blueprint Explosive Exclusive. I'm Madhavdas G. In a grim, chilling reminder of the Pahalgam attack, 2 security guards in Maharashtra were stabbed because they couldn't read out the kalma. The similarities are eerie, just like the innocent tourists in Pahalgam who were targeted for no other reason than their religion. Even in this attack, the security guards were stabbed for no apparent reason except for not knowing the Islamic kalma. Now, police say that the accused approached the 2 security guards, Rajkumar Mishra and Subroto Sen, who were on duty at an under-construction site, and asked them if they could read the kalma. When the guards said they could not, he allegedly pulled out a knife and then attacked them. Both the security guards have sustained grievous injuries in this attack and have been taken to the hospital. Now, Zubair fled the scene after the attack but was arrested by the police. This incident also reveals a darker plot. While the police are probing a lone wolf angle, investigations have revealed that Zubair was radicalized online after watching propaganda videos. The ATS is now conducting a thorough investigation of the accused's mobile data, internet history, social media accounts, and call records. Given the seriousness of this case, the investigation has been transferred to the Maharashtra Anti-Terrorism Squad, and this ATS is trying to determine whether the accused carried out the attack alone or with a larger network being involved. It's also being investigated as to whether the attack was pre-planned or was a sudden incident. Now, the attacker is 31-year-old Jabar Zubair Ansari, a US-educated man who returned to India a few years ago. Initial investigations have revealed how Zubair lived a low-profile life. He had lived in the United States for several years, and after returning to India, he lived alone in Mira Road and taught chemistry online. According to sources, Zubair Ansari went to the US for education in 2000 and, of course, returned a few years later. He had been living alone in Mira Road on rent. His landlord had allegedly asked him to vacate the rented flat by May 5th. Listen in to the eyewitness of the incident as well as the neighbor of the accused.
एक्चुअली वो खुद रेंट पे रह रहा था और हमारा यही ऑफिस है रियल एस्टेट का, तो मैं सिर्फ उसको मैं अपनी क्लाइंट को उसका फ्लैट दिखाने गया था, तो 2 बार मेरे से बातचीत हुई थी उससे और बहुत अच्छे से बात कर रहा था. वो एक्चुअली लैपटॉप में लगा हुआ रहता था और वो एक्चुअली ट्यूशन वूशन करता था, तो बस उधर उसका लैपटॉप था और वो एक ही जन घर में रह रहा था. बस मैं फिर फ्लैट दिखाया और फिर मैं चले गया. शॉक में चले गया क्योंकि वो बंदा ऐसा लग रहा था किसी को हाथ से भी नहीं मार सकता, चाकू से क्या मारेगा.
हम 30 साल से रहता हूँ इधर से. वो 1-1.5 साल से भी रहता है.
1-1.5 साल से. हाँ. बातचीत नहीं करते?
बातचीत कभी किसी से नहीं करते.
फैमिली का कोई
आता नहीं, कोई जाता नहीं.
कोई लेडी आती थी घर पे जो है?
2 जन था, लेडी आदमी और लेडी. 1-2 आदमी आता था. एक आदमी कभी आता था शाम को, अभी कभी एक आदमी जाता था और लेडी अंदर था क्या नहीं था वो भी बताइए.
लेकिन आप लोगों से कोई इंटरेक्शन नहीं रखता था?
कुछ नहीं है.
अच्छा, आप लोगों को पता कभी चला कि इसको अरेस्ट करके लेकर गए?
अरे कल शाम को, कल दोपहर में ये बम हो गया जब बता जरा.
अच्छा, पुलिस आई थी आप लोगों से पूछते?
वो बताया, वॉचमैन बताया कि ऐसे बक्के अंदर गया. तो 1 घंटे के बाद पुलिस आके पकड़ लिया. कोई फोन खोलना नहीं.
ओके, तो आप लोगों से भी कभी कोई चीज़ की मदद नहीं मांगी? कोई चीज़ कभी खाने पीने की?
कुछ आपने से कुछ नहीं.
ओके, कब आता था कब जाता तो कुछ पता नहीं चला, लेकिन क्योंकि
6:30 बजे जाने टाइम देखा बस इतने बस.
And now, Times Now exclusive that takes the investigation deeper inside the mind of the accused. What you're about to see from right outside his own home. A sticker pasted at the entrance carrying a step-by-step set of religious instructions. Instructions that begin with Bismillah, followed by specific recitations and ending with a prescribed ritual before entry. This was displayed at his doorstep, and investigators are now closely examining this as a possible indicator of behavioral conditioning, a pattern of digital radicalization and exposure to an extremist set of content that he would have seen online possibly. This sticker is now part of the evidence trail. Our reporter takes you on ground. Let's take a look.
What we are showing over here is extremely incriminating. This is the door of the accused Ansari, Jabar Ansari. You can see it has been sealed now by the Maharashtra ATS. Now, what is here is very significant. You can see it has been written over here. In English, it is written, read Kulo Allahu 3 times. Dureed Sharif one time. This is basically part of the Quran, and they then say Bismillah, then only you will be able to enter the house. This is what has been written at the door of the accused, that is Jabar Ansari. It basically establishes the fact that he was completely radicalized. It has been confirmed by CM Devendra Fadnavis as well, who also said that the NIA will also be probing the case.
Arunil is live with us from that particular location. Arunil, Rakesh also joins us on the show. But Arunil, this is very bizarre because normally when people at their doors do not have any kind of religious practices that they want people to follow before entry. But that's not the case. In the case of this individual, he has set, a certain set of procedures or rituals that need to be completed before anyone is granted entry. That's what's written there at his door.
Well, Madhav, I was speaking to some of the senior officers from the investigative agencies as well, Maharashtra ATS. They've been saying that several more such radical elements are being recovered from the residence of Jabar Ansari. Now, this also showcases the mindset of this accused. He basically is saying that only if you recite a verse of Quran, only if you say what I am asking you to say in Arabic, and only if you say Allahu Akbar, then only you will be able to enter my residence. This is the same mindset he showcased outside the under construction building as well. When he questioned those two security guards, what he told them, he asked them whether you know the nearby masjid. They said, we know the masjid. Whether you know the name of the masjid, what is your name? Can you basically recite the Quran? Can you say verses from the Muslim religion? They were not able to do that, and only because they were not able to do that, basically he stabbed them brutally, and one of the victim is extremely seriously injured in this case. In fact, Maharashtra CM Devendra Fadnavis has confirmed the aspect as well that not only the ATS but NIA's help will also be taken in this.
Okay. Will these agencies be involved, and will they be able to unearth the plot that is behind this? Is there a larger nexus? Is of course a big question at this point of time. But Times Now is also bringing you another exclusive story. This is a conversation with Subrato Sen, the victim of the Mira Road attack, and in this interaction he's recounting the shocking sequence of events, saying that he initially ignored the accused, unaware that it would turn violent, also confirming that the questions related to religion were raised as detailed in the statement. Let's quickly listen into this conversation.
चाहता हूँ खाली एक चीज ये पूछना चाहता हूँ, आपको क्या पूछा था उसने कि आप हिंदू हो क्या, मस्जिद क्या, ये क्या पूछा? खाली 2 लाइन हो जानना चाहता हूँ प्लीज, पूरा देश ही आपसे सुनना चाहता है।
यही जो आपने सुना है वही सही है, और मैं क्योंकि ऑफिस से मैंने पूरा FIR लिखवाया है और मतलब मेरा बात भी है, जो भी मेरे साथ हुआ है, जो भी मैं विक्टिमाइज रहा हूँ और सब पता है।
अच्छा, ये बात भी सही है कि वो कलमा पढ़ने के लिए, मिश्रा जी को कलमा पढ़ने के लिए कहा था आपके सामने? और चूंकि उन्होंने मना किया इसलिए उन पे हमला किया? क्योंकि उन्होंने वो पढ़ नहीं पाए, उन्होंने मना किया नहीं पढ़ सकते, इसके लिए उनके ऊपर हमला किया ये शख्स ने?
जी ऐसा ही है सर।
अच्छा, और आपको पीठ में चोट आई है? अभी आपकी तबीयत ठीक है?
लेकिन यही है कि बार-बार अगर के बारे में
नहीं, वो तो मैं समझ सकता हूँ। मैं खाली इतना जानना चाहता हूँ, ऐसे आरोपी को क्या सजा होनी चाहिए? आपको क्या लगता है, क्या मांग है आपकी, कैसे इंसाफ मिलेगा?
सर देखिए, इंसाफ तो मेरे लिए यही रहेगा कि मैं ठीक हो जाऊँ, बस बाकी जो भी हुआ है, जो भी किया है मेरे साथ में, जो भी आरोप किया वो तो सजाने और जो कानून जैसा देना चाहता है और पहले से क्रिएट।
लेकिन किस तरीके की सख्त सजा मिले ताकि आपको लगे कि इंसाफ मिला? कि उम्र कैद हो, फांसी हो, या किस तरीके की सजा हो तो आपको लगे कि आपके साथ इंसाफ हुआ है?
इस मामले में मैं कांग्रेस में लॉयर हूँ जी, तो मुझे इस बारे में दो बारे में मुझे कोई आइडिया नहीं।
I really appreciate your effort and taking time out to speak to Times Now about it. बस मैं यही खाली कह रहा था कि ये बात हम सबके लिए बड़ी शॉकिंग थी कि जिस तरीके से पहले उन्होंने आपसे पूछा कि आप हिंदू हो क्या, आप और फिर आपके ऊपर जो हमला किया इससे
बहुत शॉकिंग थी, और मैंने वो सब चीजों को थोड़ा इसका नजरअंदाज किया, इग्नोर किया, क्योंकि मेरे साथ कभी हुआ नहीं था और मुझे पता भी नहीं ऐसा कुछ होता है। तो
Now, Rakesh, this is very important because this is the eyewitness. This is in fact the victim who's repeating what exactly has happened, and in fact is recounting the very same version that the police has been putting out, that indeed there was a conversation where he did ask to recite the kalma.
Yes, in fact, this person is a very crucial witness and eyewitness and person for this entire case, because there are two victims. One of them is critically injured. His statement is not being recorded yet because of his health conditions. And only the second victim, that is Subrato Sen, who speaks to Times Now, the first network to break this information, has given his statement, a two-page statement, to Nayanagar police and also to ATS. In the statement also he has described the entire sequence of events, and only after the statement, the entire conspiracy of asking about the religion to recite the kalma, this fact had emerged, which shocked the entire nation and also the investigating agency. He is under immense trauma right now. He is saying that he is still getting shivering feeling when he recounts the incident, and he, as you rightly said, that he ignored the person in the initial time because he was not aware, he was not expecting such kind of attack if he is not doing so, and only after realizing this, he somehow managed to escape from there, managed to save his life, but still he got injured. There are multiple stitches on his back, and right now he's under the treatment, but says that he's under immense trauma right now.
All right, Rakesh as well as Aruni, I'd like to thank both of you for joining us with those exclusive stories. But the politics on this issue is only picking up. Now, on the one hand, Maharashtra Chief Minister has flagged self-radicalization and has raised questions of ideology, intent and possible networks. Political reactions, however, are sharply divided, from jihad mindset to no religion for terror, as well as counter-attacks on governance failures. The narrative is already splitting down through the middle. Listen in.
सेल्फ रॅडिकलायझेशनचे प्रकरण आहे, त्यामुळे याला केवळ काहीतरी आपल्याला जिहाद करायचा आहे आणि जिहाद करायचा म्हणजे इतर धर्मियांना मारायचं आहे, अशा पद्धतीच्या विचाराने पेटून त्यांनी हे कार्य केलेलं आहे. त्याला पकडलेलं आहे. आता ATS आणि NIA ची मदत घेऊन या रॅडिकलायझेशनच्या पाठीमागे कोण कोण आहे ये देखील या ठिकाणी शोधण्यात येईल.
आतंकवादी होता है, वो मुसलमान होने दो, हिंदू होने दो, उसमें धर्म लाने की जरूरत नहीं. ये इस देश में पहला आतंकवादी कोई होगा तो गोडसे. सरकार का नजरिया जो है, हिंदू अगर इस तरह से कुछ करता है तो उसके ऊपर नजरअंदाज करने की.
इस प्रकार के जो आतंकवादी जिहादी मूवमेंट के द्वारा हिंदुओं में डर भीति फैलाने का प्रयास मालेगांव में होता है, सिल्लोड में होता है, मुंब्रा में होता है, मालवनी में होता है. अब नया नगर भी उसका एक केंद्र बन रहा है.
ये पूरी तरीके से सरकार की फेलोरिटी है, सरकार की नाकामी है. जहां जहां पे जिन राज्यों में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार, मैं समझता हूं उन राज्यों में ज्यादा इस तरीके की घटनाएं घटित हो.
Let's take this across to our guest now. Joining us is Dr. Kaushalkant Mishra, spokesperson of BJP, Shaina NC, spokesperson of Shiv Sena. We have Khalikur Rahman, leader of the Congress party, and Rashid Sharif, president of the SIMPLB. Let me come to you first. Khalikur Rahman, how is it that Mr. Hussain Dalwai is saying that this has nothing to do with religion, when there are certainly, certain kinds of chants, the kalma, etc., that he's asking people to chant, and then he goes and attacks them. And we even saw, as the reporters are telling us, what is written on the door. This is not what you normally find written on the door of any individual, asking people to practice certain religious rituals before entering the house.
Good evening, and good evening to all my co-panelists and to all the viewers. In fact, see, this is a very selective case, and so we cannot generalize and bring in the religion aspect into this. So let me be very, very clear, about it. So because if one person is, doing this, then we can't say that that person, since it belongs to a particular religion, then, we can't, associate this or, link it to that particular
Khalikur Rahman, all we are saying... No, one second, please.
Yes.
Please, let's be very clear about what we are debating over here.
Yes.
On the one hand, you have, similar to Pahalgam, a person who comes up and asks people who are strangers whether they can recite the kalma and then goes ahead and attacks them. Now, the point is that nobody is tarnishing everybody of that religion. That is not the point being made. But an attack where, there is a religious pretext that is being used, that is the question at hand here. And you have to whether, and he may be a lone wolf, he may be working with a larger network. That's a separate aspect altogether. But the fact that this person has used religion while conducting the attack, that is absolutely alarming.
He should be, given the strictest possible punishment and the stringent punishment, because anything, of this sort should not be tolerated and cannot be tolerated. It has to be condemned by one and all. And And definitely because the kind of the question this person asked, and I was also listening to, one of the eyewitnesses who was there was also, I think, injured in that thing. So I think this is something which, needs to be tackled, and so that this may not become, the precedent for the others. So this can curb the, cases happening in the future. So I think somewhere we also fail as, the society, we also fail as the system in order to control such elements because they know that they can, get scot-free.
Okay, this is a systemic failure. Kaushalkant Mishra, respond to that, because here you have the SP also, which is saying that this is a failure of governance. Respond to what Khaliqur Rahman and Samajwadi Party are saying.
Madhav, first of all, we have to understand terrorism is a global epidemic. If not investigated and treated and prevented properly, it will become global pandemic. I agree with Khaliqur Rahman ji. He is saying the government, I am saying society is not addressing it. Society is going for vote bank. Society is going for religion. Because the think tank of France, I am telling the data, think tank from France, Fondapol, Foundation for Law, Innovation and Polity, from 1979 to 2024, global terrorist attack is 66,872 is Islamic terrorist attack, which is 98.7% of the all terror attack. And almost 3 lakh people have been killed officially. Every attack kills at least 3.7 people in every attack. And the one parliamentarian from UK Parliament says that terrorism means Islamic terrorism. I am quoting, I am not saying it is written anywhere. You can go and search for the UK Parliament, Henderson, Mr. Henderson, who is a member of Parliament from the France. He says terrorism means Islamic terrorism. MI6 the detail says Islamic terrorism must be a significant threat. And you can go to the one website, which is the Religion and Peace website, the Islamic terrorism, which says total deadly attack caused by Islamic terrorism after 2012 till today is 46,602. And you are saying we are claiming some religion. I am not saying that whole Islam followers are terrorists. But unless we are not agreeing that they are the main culprit, if we are not ready to identify...
No, there is definitely an issue of radicalization over here, because people, if they start picking up arms and start attacking other individuals and, asking them to perform certain religious acts or rituals, that certainly is a recipe for disaster. Let me bring in Rashid Sharif, the president of SIM PLB on that note. Rashid Sharif, सवाल ये उठता है कि यहाँ पे पॉलिटिकल और राजनीति पूरी तरह से शुरू हो चुकी है. ऐसी घटना है जिसको पूरी तरह से कंडेम करना चाहिए, लेकिन there is very clear politicking happening. There is somebody who says that Godse is the first terrorist. कोई आके कहता है कि भाई इस मामले में गवर्नमेंट की फेलियर है. Whatever it may be, the point is we have to unequivocally condemn such incidents and people who carry out such acts.
बिल्कुल सर, मैं तो यही कहूंगा कि जो काम किया है वो उसको सजा मिलना चाहिए. अगर इस तरीके से कोई हरकत करता है तो बिल्कुल उसको सजा मिलना चाहिए. कोई सपोर्ट नहीं करेगा, कोई सपोर्ट नहीं करेगा. सर ये बात ये देखना है कि किसी को ऐसो फांसी हो गई, किसी को ऐसो उम्र कैद की हो गई. यहाँ तो कुछ ऐसा चलता नहीं सर, यहाँ तो ऐसा कुछ होता नहीं. कई केसेस हो रहे मुसलमानों के खिलाफ, कई हत्याएं हो रहे मुसलमानों के खिलाफ, कई गोलियां मारे जा रहे, इस तरीके कई रेप हो रहे हैं सर. जब से डबल इंजन की सरकार है, इलेक्शन हो रहा, कोई देने का कुछ नहीं है. इलेक्शन बराबर हो रहा है, पूरी गैस बंद, पेट्रोल बंद, डीजल बंद, कई कंपनियां खत्म हो गए, कई होटल्स खत्म हो गए. इस पे कोई बात नहीं करेगा. हाँ, सिक्योरिटी गार्ड अगर हो गया, इसको स्टैपिंग हो गई तो उस पर बराबर डिबेट होगा सर, उस पर बराबर डिबेट होगा. तो आज देश के
आप क्या कह रहे हैं, इस पे चर्चा नहीं होनी चाहिए?
सरकार, ये बीजेपी आरएस की सरकार जो आज जो करी है,
राशिद शरीफ जी, आपकी जानकारी के लिए बता दें, सारे चैनलों ने पेट्रोल पे, फ्यूल प्राइस पे क्या असर होगा मैंने खुद अपने शो में कई बार की हुई है. और मैं आपको इतना बता दूं, ऐसा कोई इन सब बातों से कोई नहीं भाग रहा. लेकिन अगर इस तरह की मर्डर होती है, इस तरह की हत्या अगर होने लग गई, जहां पे दूसरों को किसी धर्म के रिचुअल्स को परफॉर्म करने के लिए कहा जाए और उस आधार पे उनको अटैक किया जाए, तो जरूर चर्चा होगी. बिकॉज दिस इज अ वेरी वेरी शॉकिंग इंसिडेंट. आप चाहे माने ना माने.
नहीं, जो गलत है वो गलत सर, गलत है सर, गलत है, जो गलत है बिल्कुल.
तो जस्टिफाई क्यों कर रहे हैं आप?
उसको सजा मिलना चाहिए जो ये काम किया. और कलमा किसी को जबरदस्ती नहीं पढ़ा सकते सर आप. कलमा नहीं, कलमा सब जबरदस्ती कोई पढ़ा नहीं सकता. किसी को कोई राइट नहीं है इस कलमा जबरदस्ती पढ़ाने का। अगर कुछ है तो बराबर है। तो अगर देश सर मैं ये चाह रहा हूं कि आज हमारे हालत कब सुधरेंगे वो मैं जानना चाह रहा हूं सर। आज हमारे होटल, मेरी खुद होटल है, बंद है, तकरीबन 1.5 महीने से बंद है, 28 आदमी जॉबलेस हो गए। ये सब कब हालत सुधरेंगे सर, ये जानना है सर।
Shaina NC, governance failures, this is also in some way, these kind of issues get picked up. Actual failures of governance when it comes to people, those issues are not raised, says Mr. Sharif. Please respond.
Madhav, I want to ask two questions. What was the fault of Rajkumar Mishra and Subroto Ramesh Sen? What was their fault that they could not recite the Islamic Kalma? Naya Nagar and Meera Road, let me please say, in Maharashtra, we pride ourselves in our Sanskriti and Sabhita. We have always coexisted. You have never had issues, whether it's a corporate jihad or whether it's this kind of Pahalgam stabbing or whether it is religious connotations attached to crimes. I think crime is a crime, and this man needs to be exposed and exposed totally. I think that what is the takeaway from the Meera Road case? That if somebody believes that he can go around and do this kind of dadagiri and ask people what their religious belief is and based on that decide whether he needs to be stabbed or not. Yes, the Mahayuti government will make sure that there is fear of law. Yes, we will ensure that their perpetrators are punished. But as a society, what are we doing, Madhav? What are we discussing? Today we need to talk about the hundreds of Jabar Zubair Ansaris who are floating around, who believe that they can take law into their hands, who believe that they can play this kind of religious card. I mean, for years, generations in Bharat, Indian Muslims and Indian Hindus have coexisted, lived with peace and prosperity. And that's what Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj taught us.
Well, certainly not an acceptable incident. Even more shocking when you consider the fact that here's a person who's gone abroad to study. He studied in the United States, and yet despite all of that, despite being highly qualified, has got radicalized online. That's at least what the police are telling us at this point of time. We will, of course, be following the story and looking into the details of the investigation. But for the moment, I'd like to thank all our panelists for joining us. Rashid Sharif, as well as Shaina NC, Khaliqur Rahman, and of course with us Dr. Kaushal Kant Mishra. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us this evening.